Hi, I'm Andy Alloway. I'm the owner of Nebraska Realty. Today I just wanted to give you kind of a quick idea of what the real estate market in the Omaha area and Lincoln area has been like over the last couple months. It's about the middle of May right now, so around the middle of March we started to see a lot of the protocols and some of the restrictions come out. And up through that point, through the first couple of months of the year and the first couple of weeks of March, we were actually on the pace to set some records. And that wasn't just locally, that was nationally. The real estate market was very active, very busy. And we were going to come into a spring market like normal, which was going to be challenging given the lack of inventory that we've seen the last few years and the high demand. Once the middle of March hit and we started to kind of face some of the realities of where we're at today, what we saw through the last couple of weeks of March and through April was the best I can characterize it is steady, which, you know, here, that's a good word. We would take steady all day long. We were very fortunate compared to some of the rest of the places in the country. So we were able to continue working, buyers and sellers were able to continue the process of that. And so we saw steady activity. It wasn't a normal spring market. The biggest piece that was down overall was the number of new listings. We were down 20 to 25% every week in terms of new listings coming on the market in an already low inventory environment. But we still had plenty of demand. Even though there was a little bit less demand there than normal, there was so much that you didn't really notice it so much. So people were still excited about the market. Prices have held steady. In fact, they've even appreciated. So once we started to see about the end of April, we started in the first week of May, we started to see an active market. So things started to tick up quite a bit. And now we started to see a few more listings coming on and higher pendings year over year. We started to kind of come even with the number of contracts that we were writing from last year in 2018 at the same time. And about the last week and a half, and we're in, like I said, the middle of May now, we have seen it go from steady to active to competitive. We are seeing multiple offer situations, particularly under $200,000, even under $250,000 in many cases. Sometimes we're seeing, you know, agents, I'm hearing stories, they've written 4 and 5 offers for their buyers and they're still working to get one accepted because there are several people that are writing on the same property. So we are seeing that competitive market start. Our spring market has been pushed back, but I think people are getting out there a little bit more. If those that are comfortable with their job situation, those that are comfortable in terms of going into a house, and certainly we're practicing all social distancing and best practices to safely be able to do this. Whether it's a lot of the business that we transact is online and it can be done via digital signatures and contracts, and we have a lot of virtual media, and even the closing process, much of it can be done ahead of time and virtually. So it's a good business. We were prepared for a lot more virtual activity even before this started. But if you're thinking about, gee, is this a good time to sell my house? Is it a good time to buy a house? What I would say in the Omaha and Lincoln market is it is active. The average list price right now for an existing home is just under $400,000. That is amazing. But if you look at the numbers since May 1st through about May 13th, the average price of a home that went under contract was about $255,000. We've put just over 650 properties on the market, properties under contract, in less than 2 weeks since May 1st. And so when you characterize that as active, you can see the level out there of activity that people are engaging in. We have actually less than 2 months of inventory on the market right now. And if you go down to under $250,000 price range, we have less than 1 month of inventory. But even the $300,000 to $500,000 price range, we're sitting at about 2.5 overall months of inventory. So all the price ranges are pretty active right now. There are opportunities. Interest rates, just recently within the last week, on average became the lowest nationally that they've ever been in the history since they've been recording mortgage rates. It was about 3.23% on average, and that was the lowest. So there are opportunities out there. Prices are maintaining, and there are more sellers now that we've started to see enter the market as well. So if you're thinking that, gee, is it a good time for me to sell or is it a good time for me to buy, please give us a call. We'll have one of our realtors, either do a Zoom meeting with you or safely have a meeting over the phone or even in person, depending on your level of comfort, and we can give you more information on what it might look like in the real estate market now. Thanks for watching today.